Hello again, everyone. Missouri Prepper 299. I got such a good response from the M44 video that I decided to go ahead and do another one, and was actually fortunate enough to have a gentleman by the name of Brian Rao, who has been doing accurization kits for the Mosin Nagants for a number of years. He was kind enough to send me an example of that kit to try out in my own rifle. The kit comes with an instruction manual. It gives you a brief history of the accurization methods that were used, a list of supplies, which we'll go over here in just a minute. Also comes with 2 strips of this canvas, which we'll talk about here in a minute as well. And then you get a pack of shims. This shim here, which I've already used this in my rifle, so there are a few pieces missing here. This one goes back on the rear action screw, right underneath the trigger floor plate. This goes on the front action screw, right above the magazine floor plate. And then you have one that goes on the top, right below the tang of the rear of the receiver. And then you have these pieces here, which can be cut down and installed to use to snug up the barrel lug on the rifle itself, so it doesn't have any forward and aft motion on it. The canvas, you'll get 2 pieces of canvas just like this, and those will be used after you free float the barrel. And right up near the front of the barrel band, which, let me get a pointer here, right up near the front of the barrel band here, you'll be wrapping that canvas around it to kind of snug up the barrel both on the lower stock and on the upper handguard. Some of the tools that you'll need will of course be the accurization kit with all of its parts. You'll need a slotted screwdriver here, and by the way, I'm also going at this more or less with very minimal tools, kind of like a lot of us don't have just a whole lot of tools for gunsmithing and that, so I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And actually Brian Rao was doing it the same way. He was saying that you could have like a fat wrench to accurately gauge it to 35 inch-pounds on your action screws. I just went ahead and did it with a regular screwdriver. I do have one of those torque wrenches, but decided to just go about it the simple way. But you'll need a slotted screwdriver, you'll need some Loctite, a 1/2 inch deep socket, some 100 grit paper, and some masking tape. And you also want to have just a little bit of oil to put on this. I went ahead and just used canola oil and soaked it in that for a second and wiped it all out, and tried to get as much of the excess oil out of it as I could before I wrapped it around the barrel. Now, of course, for any of you who've got a new Mosin Nagant, you'll want to make sure that you completely clean the entire firearm. Just take it all apart, get all the cosmoline, dirt, and grit, and everything like that completely out of it. You want to start fresh. Clean out your magazine pack, your trigger pack, and all that. Get everything on this thing as clean as you possibly can. Then you'll want to go out and want to go ahead and take several shots with the rifle to see just how accurate it is. Mine was doing some pretty large groups. As you can see right here, pretty big. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches tall and about 4 across. So, pretty big group there. And I'll take a look at the results here in a minute. This was also done at 50 yards. So once you get it all clean, and you've had a chance to kind of get a baseline on the shots, and a lot of this will be explained in the manual that you get with it. The instructions are pretty explicit about everything. Get your rifle all clean and everything. Install the shims as it says in the instructions. You'll also free float the barrel, which is simply done by taking the 1/2 inch socket and wrapping some 100 grit paper around it. You'll take the barrel and the top handguard off, and then you'll want to take a dollar bill or a piece of paper and run it between the stock and the barrel and see if you can actually move it freely from front to back without it catching on anything. Anywhere that it catches is going to be messing up the barrel harmonics and will impair your accuracy. So you want to sand that down and refit it, tighten up the action screws again, and check it. Also, when you get everything free floated in the barrel and you get that all settled and you get your canvas oiled and wrapped around the barrel, and check it for fit, because you want this front barrel band up here to be very tight, and the back one here you want it to be just snug, but it should not be touching the barrel in any dimension whatsoever. It should all be free floated right out to this front barrel band. And once you get that done, you want to go ahead and get some more shots. Give the gun a chance to stabilize and get used to it all, because it'll have to settle in a little bit, and then you'll start to notice the groups will tighten up. Once you get everything exactly the way you want it, then you go ahead and put some Loctite on the action screws and get that to where the screws won't back out again. Mosin Nagants are very notorious for loosening up those action screws, so for a while, even after you put the Loctite on, you might want to check them just to make sure that they're not backing out at all. I was actually fortunate with my rifle, as the barrel was pretty much free-floated already. There wasn't just a whole lot of contact. I really didn't have to do any sanding on it whatsoever. Neither the top handguard cover or the stock itself was impacting the barrel at all. So my barrel was pretty much free-floated anyway. So in that, I was pretty good. I did have to put in a set of shims almost everywhere on this gun, including the front of the barrel lug, to get the thing to settle in. And I took several shots with it, got an idea what it was doing, went ahead and locked down the screws, just kind of gauged about where 35 inch-pounds was going to be, and did that by feel with some Loctite on the screws. Okay, now the results of all the work that you've done, and actually mine didn't take too long to do. I probably spent maybe an hour tops on it, and then a fair amount of time afterwards kind of letting it settle into the new fittings and get everything situated. But basically here's the end result. I was actually trying to do this on those 3 shots. This was at 50 yards also. I was trying to triangulate the diamond. I would have liked it to have been just a little bit tighter. I was hoping they'd be in here like that, but they were out just a little bit. And on these, this one here, I was actually aiming for this square on the target, and that's verified by this one up here, which is in the exact same square, just a little off to the side. So as you can see, the accuracy is pretty darn good. And I think with just a little bit more time and maybe a little bit more tweaking on this, I can probably make this gun shoot just a little bit tighter than that. But if you compare our initial target right here, where you've got, shots kind of everywhere. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 7 inches across, and 1, 2, 3, 4 inches top to bottom, or as I had it before, 7 inches up and down, and about 4 inches across. If you compare that to that, I'd say this Accurization kit is well worth the money, and it doesn't cost all that much. And if you guys have any further questions, you can contact Brian Rao. I'll go ahead and leave his email address down below so that you guys have a chance to get a hold of him. But I tell you, it's really made a major difference on my M44, so I'll be purchasing another one for my 9130. You guys take care. Appreciate you watching the video. Like and subscribe. See you soon.